I think we agree upon is that fundamental rights are threatened by ACTA as it stands right now. And please let me be clear on one thing. The opinion by the Libe Committee cannot and does not want to compete with any potential opinion issued by the European Court of Justice. This has never been the aim. This is not the aim. This cannot be the aim. The provisions regarding fundamental rights in ACTA are too vague, too ambiguous. There is a lack of clarity. And for me personally, especially this argument that when fundamental rights are at stake, ambiguity must be avoided or at least reduced to a minimum is key and is also heavy enough to come to the conclusion that ACTA fails in the examination whether it is compatible with fundamental rights. And let me also clearly say that this is the clear conclusion of the opinion prepared by the Libe Committee. And let me put this also in political terms and political words. The recommendation to the leading intercommittee is to reject ACTA as it is. Our Libe Committee, once again, thank you. Artists and innovators should be compensated to protest, and direct representative of almost 400 million European responsibility to safeguard that this expansion will take place in the world. And I'm convinced of the affected organization or institution we can spare.
The Commission says that in theory that wording can be implemented in a way which wouldn't interfere with fundamental rights. This is true. However, in practice, if we look at what's happening in the real world, this wording will be used to infringe fundamental rights, and that's the problem. The problem that the Commission has at the moment is that it insists on treating all intellectual property in the same way, and that means that whenever they try to do something against criminal gangs, they get lobbied by the music industry to cover music as well, and then they get dragged into a quagmire, and the result is exactly what you have with ACTA.
The legal arguments are not anymore the ones that matter, because it is now obvious for everyone that ACTA is a political question, and that beyond ACTA are those extremely political questions of what do we want as a future of copyright, what do we want as a future for enforcement, and will we let this enforcement of copyright hurt fundamental freedoms online and hurt what we share as a common and universal infrastructure that is a free internet. This is a choice as a society that we have to face. Do we do all that is in our power to maintain this infrastructure universal, accessible to others, without barriers? Or do we buy the argument that, oh, culture will die, music will die, movies will die, therefore we have to control the internet, therefore we have to turn it into a television 2.0? I don't buy this. I don't buy this, and facts prove me right. It's even the ADOPI in France, the Swiss Rights Authority in France, in its own study that shows that people who do file sharing spend much more for culture than people who do not.